Right, to Geordie Journos, wrapping up after a 6-1 win in the Champions League. Massive that, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
Oh, yes. Tale of two halves. It was an absolute blitz in the first half. Then it is always, I find, like a subconscious thing in football matches. I don't think they're meant to take their foot off the pedal. It happens. The home team had a bit of a run, got a goal, and then Jacob Murphy went up there and scored. So it wasn't a clinical performance, but it was a really positive one, and it was a nice surprise, I think, tonight.
Yeah, it was 5-0 going on 10-0 at half time. Anthony Gordon getting 4. He probably could have got 5 or 6. Harvey Barnes could have got a couple, didn't get on the score sheet. Malick Thiaw did get on the score sheet, and yeah, Newcastle 5-0 up at half time, probably thinking, God, they were already out of sight, but they could have been like on for an all-timer. Qarabag was so poor. To be in the knockout stages of the Champions League, to play at that sort of low-level naivety that they did, and Newcastle, without having to be absolutely ruthless or absolutely at their best, just blew them away.
Yeah, I could stand here and say I think that's the worst defensive performance I've ever seen from a team in the Champions League, but look, Newcastle still got to beat what's in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, you take a lot away from Newcastle. I mean, it's the biggest ever victory in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They're a team that, did qualify for the playoffs. They had some pedigree about them. But no, there was some shocking defending on show, to be fair.
I don't think the right back actually bothered to come out of the day.
Newcastle's pace and power just absolutely tore bits out of their back line, didn't it? I mean, a very dynamic front line. Anthony Gordon down the middle again. Malanga out wide, a lot of pace there. Barnes, finishing. Although the two wingers I haven't mentioned them weren't actually great tonight, but it still formed a very dynamic front line, and the blew Qarabag away. And I say that first half could have been 10.
Yeah,
I actually think they played in Newcastle's hands as well, by the way.
Yes.
There's always like, if you go gun-ho against Newcastle, it's perfect because you leave the spaces.
They've probably gone into this game knowing if we don't go gung-ho, it's game over because we'll get beat over there. It was a bit of naivety. I think Newcastle, the way they play, if they come up against, I was saying during the game, a team who are used to being dominant in their home country and not used to playing Premier League opposition, Newcastle can blow them away because they've got the runners, they've got the physicality, and they've got the high press, which if you try to play fancy football or try to play it out from the back, you'll just get undone. PSV faced the same thing, Benfica even did to a degree. This was on another level entirely, but yeah, job done, you'd imagine.
Yeah, it is job done. It was job done at half time. It was job done after half an hour. Yeah. Especially like you say, when they went 2-0 up within 10 minutes, you thought, I get a third, then it's game over. Start bringing the subs, which he didn't do, which I thought was a bit of a surprise. It took him a little bit longer to do, but look, he'll have his reasons for that, I suppose. Yeah. I don't think you can sort of complain at a really comprehensive Champions League win against any opposition. They got to this. This isn't like just winning your league and getting in through that route. These, on merit, deserved to be into this knockout stage. It's quite clear that Newcastle, we thought it when we looked at the teams Newcastle could have got. We didn't think it was a great place to come in terms of travel, but we always knew they were they are the weakest team left in the Champions League. So it was always probably going to be a walk in the park, and if it wasn't a walk in the park, it was probably going to be Newcastle United balls stood up more than anything else. Look, it felt like we've been in this country for a couple of days now. It felt like you were fighting against a nation. It felt like it was a nation against Newcastle United. The feeling on the streets, people were coming up to us in the streets, talking to us about it, like, are you Newcastle? Are you Newcastle? Their fans were really enthusiastic. I think we're going to see a great version of it. We walked up to the stadium and it was like families coming up. It was like a day out for the whole of the city and the whole of the country, and there was pride on the line. And this is a team that were displaced a long time ago. We took in some of the culture of back out today, and there's almost like a revolutionary feel about this football club because they're not based in Baku. Originally, they're from Qarabag, which is obviously sort of war-torn over the years. And a lot of memorials to sort of wars and atrocities that have gone on in relation to people from that area and things like that. So there's a real sort of, felt like you were fighting a nation, I thought, today, and we were sort of a little bit, you never know today. But what really told, and you can have as many people in a crowd as you want and as much support as you like, if your footballers aren't as good as the other lot of footballers, it will eventually tell, and it really told today. I thought they had some decent technical-ish footballers, moved it a little bit, but God, it was weak as...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really were like... I mean, it was like just blow and they fell over. like defensively. So it was really easy for Newcastle. They had to do the job. They did the job, and I'm proud they did the job. This is a Champions League win, the best they've ever done. And Anthony Gordon's went and set a record, and he's wiped that bloke off the sort of leaderboard for the last time a hat-trick was scored. So I'm quite pleased about that. I celebrated that, didn't I?
He's leapfrog Alan Shearer as well. Of course, he was level, but now he's 4 ahead of Shearer.
Yeah, in the Champions League proper.
Yeah, I mean...
but he's naturally ahead of him now because he's got more goals. Never mind the qualifiers, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
only Kylian Mbappe has scored more this season. Only Harry Kane is an Englishman who's scored more in a Champions League campaign.
10 goals in 9 Champions League games, wow. It's
unbelievable.
It's a great record.
Yeah, it is.
It takes a great penalty.
A lot of penalties. That was a talking point. That was asked by Eddie Howe. I know you were a bit like, is it a storm in a teacup, the sort of Trippier debate?
Well, it's going to because people are talking about it. What was your opinion? I thought storm in a teacup. Footballers fall out with footballers on a pitch. I thought Anthony Gordon was fully within his right as the penalty taker to say, F off, I'm taking that penalty. And Trippier, in many ways, was trying to do the right thing for the players and the team, but in my opinion, probably got it wrong and shouldn't have reacted the way that he did.
Yeah.
I'll have to see it again.
Eddie Howe sort of sided with Anthony Gordon because he said I wanted Anthony Gordon to take that second penalty. He is a designated penalty taker, but I do see it from Trippier's point of view. He tries to do the right thing. We've seen it a few weeks ago. Champions League, PSV at home, gives a captain's armband to Ismail. He's always thinking of others in that respect.
He is. So you can't criticise that.
And there was a few words when they were heading into the tunnel.
He didn't look too happy.
But you don't want to make a big deal. I just won 6-1. Anthony Gordon scored 4. He's walked away with a match ball, man the match. It's because he had a little tiff over Kieran Trippier because he wanted Nick Faltimore to take the pen. Let's just move on from it.
Yeah. You're 5 now.
The professionals.
I think those who are dwelling on it are just determined to make a negative out of something that is inherently positive. Okay, it is something that needs addressed and can be talked about, and you can have whatever opinion you want. But they've just won 6-1 in the Champions League and made next week a bye. Like, they could literally hoy out the under-12s and probably still maybe he's not. Maybe he's progressing in the Champions League. They could put me in goal next week and probably still progress.
Oh, hey.
Could have put you in goal tonight. And you might even save the one, Nick.
I think I'm backing myself. I would have saved their goal.
You would have been a £1 million
6-0 with you in, and you would have been here with money.
Right, we're out on the town, lads. No, so any other highlights or performances? Because what we'll do is we'll go to the break after and analyse the performance and talk about. You'll see the title of this video, and it is in relation to something I've never seen before. And we will sort of put the clip in there and talk about it, but it'll be after we've analysed the game because it was quite a remarkable, chaotic end to proceedings here. In Baku, and it was nothing to do with Kieran Trippier or Anthony Gordon, by the way. So, what did you think of Nick Faltimore's performance in that 8?
I like what I saw. He was a bit more quiet, but everything he did, I thought he did quite well. Like, he was clever on the ball. He sprayed a few passes. I think he's finding a bit of a home in that role. Like I say, in a game where Newcastle wins 6-1, he didn't get a goal on assist, so he probably a slight disappointment in that regard. But I like what I'm seeing from Nick Faltimore in that role. It's encouraging at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, you give the ball away a couple of times. I think it was one of the first that sticks out in my mind where you give the ball away and it was like a rare Qarabag counter-attack.
I got nutmegged, didn't he?
But in terms of an actual technical football on there, I think it gives Newcastle something different. And was he as effective as he was at Aston Villa? No, he wasn't, but I actually quite like seeing that role. Because without Bruno, you lack that sort of technical footballer.
Good shout, yeah.
So I thought you have games like that. I think it's... I know what is he? He's not a midfielder.
No.
But he can do a job in there. There's a light.
Actually makes it look
better.
To be fair, so was the mist just?
It's chaos, this place.
Yeah,
it's absolutely chaos.
It's less misty now. I was supposed to say in the background. It's been like since we came at this ground, it's been proper foggy.
It has.
Fog on Baku.
It has.
It's fog on the Baku.
What's it? Fog on the Caspian Sea.
It is, We're going to dip our feet in the Caspian Sea today, so we saw the colour of it.
Yes, it was brown around the edges, wasn't it? Better than toilet.
We've seen a few ropey pipes coming out from somewhere. I thought, not sure about this.
Yeah.
Anyway, biggest lake
in the world, biggest flag in the world we've seen today, and the biggest lake in the world. So hey,
and the biggest Champions League winning in the world. We're happy. Well, I'm not dwelling on Trippier. We're happy.
No. Eddie Howe was keen to play it down. He said the cameras probably caught more of it than I did, but
He's going to say that. What about the rest of the team? Because Malick Thiaw
booked, banned,
got himself
shocking.
cleverly booked.
Cleverly. Eddie Howe.
Shame Joe Linton didn't do the same either.
Yeah, he came on. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
To be fair, they hadn't he sent off.
They couldn't have both done it. They couldn't have both
One
done
of them had to take one for the team. So he'll miss next week. Newcastle have no other defenders, so I asked Eddie Howe, is it a blessing that he misses a game where you can probably afford to rotate because you're leading by 5 goals, or is it a blow? And he went, it's a massive blow because we haven't got anyone up.
Yeah, Sven Botman just comes back in, doesn't he, if he's fit? If not, Trippier probably has to play centre-half. That would be my initial thought.
Yeah.
Alex Murphy
could play next week, yeah, he could. You're right.
I'm happy he took the booting because after the quarter-final stage, you've essentially got to avoid it. It's 3 yellow cards and you get banned for the quarter-finals. After the quarter-finals, so you've got to literally get the semi-finals without picking up 3 yellows. That's ridiculous.
There's another 4 games you'd have to avoid a booking.
Two legs.
Oh no, you could for the 5th you could because you'd be booked for and then miss the semi-final.
3 yellow cards and
it's
what
just
is it?
So many.
It's ridiculous.
How many games is that in total?
You've got 8 group games, and then you've got essentially
6.
12 games, 3 yellow cards. That's not that bad.
No, it's mental, isn't it?
It's 14.
Is it?
14 games, isn't it?
Who knows? We've lost the plot.
8.
Yeah, 8 plus 6 is 14.
This is riveting.
Mathematician.
Riveting view for the Geordie Journos.
Get the abacus out, get the calculator. We might have needed a calculator with the scoreline at some point.
I felt like we were going to need a calculator when Anthony Gordon could have had 2 hat-tricks in the first half hour.
Yeah.
It was incredible. But no, I think of the rest of the players' performance. Dan Burn impressed. He was decent, wasn't he?
Yeah, when he had to do a defensive job, he was...
After 2 minutes.
Carried the ball forward.
Dan Beckenbauer, brilliant.
What else? I didn't think Joe Willock was great. I thought there's quite a lot of them weren't great today, but they still won 6-1.
Just athletic. Legs and aggression won the game rather than... And a bit of finishing quality rather than like Newcastle at the very best.
Just levels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just genuine
Men v
levels.
boys.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption.
Yes,
especially
it looked like that at times in the first half.
Yeah.
Second half, you saw a bit of what they're about, I'd say. The media, the Qarabag media will say, yeah, that's the real Qarabag second half, but first half...
Take Newcastle at Man City a few weeks ago. Yeah. You do take your foot off the gas. I think Newcastle were complacent, but it's hard to criticise them in many ways.
Yeah.
Because they've got a big game at the weekend now. Go to Man City.
Tell us a little bit about Jordan. Tell us what Eddie Howe said.
What did Eddie Howe say? Well, he was happy with the win, of course. He said, because we're obviously talking about the team for the next game in terms of potential rotation. He said that they'll go strong again. So what that'll look like remains to be seen. Anthony Gordon, Dom asked about.
Yes.
Anthony Gordon in the striker role.
Yeah. I think, like you say, he's becoming Newcastle's best striker. By default.
He needs to... He's incredible from finishing from the spot. You are like raving about the second penalty. The lift he gets, you're saying.
If you lift the penalty, look, I'm no expert, of course, but if you lift the penalty, you've got a good chance of beating the goalkeeper.
You can strike a good ball.
I can't lift it like Anthony Gordon.
No.
Could you score a penalty off £1 million?
I would have a goal.
Yeah.
I do. We always talk about this, about penalties and stuff, and it's like almost a goalkeeper would be able to probably read somebody.
Yes.
And could you strike it at the velocity needed to beat a Premier League goalkeeper?
Yes.
And pick your spot? Might be difficult, but I would have a goal.
Yeah.
Could you score a Premier League penalty or a Champions League penalty?
I was going to say a last point I want to make from the press conference about Sean Neve, because I've lost count of times he's been in the match day score, but he hasn't came on. Obviously,
It was really nice to see him come on.
He scored, or could have scored.
I'm a big fan of him, and you guys know this.
He's a poacher. You can see he's got a striker instinct to be in the box and stuff.
Yeah, he put a good ball in.
Great crossing. Was it Thiaw? No. Who was in the box?
The cross was to Neve. Or did Neve put a ball in the box?
Did Neve put a ball in the box? Don't know.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was Neve that missed the ball.
He did miss the ball as well. Usula put it in.
Was it for Usula?
Might have been.
Yeah.
Usula missed a good chance. Good chance saved. The keeper actually had a good game.
Keeper had a great game, to be honest.
Give away a penalty, but
he did.
Yeah.
But he did keep the minute.
Yeah. What I wouldn't say about Eddie Howe's press conference, that Azerbaijani press are very keen to get Eddie Howe on his tactics, but then ask questions as if they've never watched a Newcastle game before.
Yeah, there was one question. This is battering some random Azerbaijani media, but it was 4 away wins in a row, which is incorrect.
Yeah.
And asked about a 4-4-2 formation and a 4-3-3.
And you play Everton next before you play Qarabag again.
Eddie Howe looked puzzled, but respectfully just didn't.
It showed Eddie Howe's class that he answered all the questions, but
I think he did correct them on formations.
He
though.
did, yeah.
I wouldn't have liked that. You gotta get that right.
It just shows the sort of, I think the European media, even though Baku is as far east of Europe as you can possibly get, really, are very focused on tactics and formations and why did you do that? And I mean, we ask a bit of that as well, but he is the manager at the end of the day, and we want more nuts and bolts.
Yeah,
injuries, things like that.
There seems to be like a push. I've seen a load of crap on social media recently where there's these really long questions of like tactics this and tactics that, and you did this and you did this. Get lost, man. Honestly, people out there aren't interested in your tactical crap. That's not what I do with Azerbaijan, by the way. The people here, I wasn't in the press conference.
No, they've actually been very nice.
But you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of the stuff we've seen on social media.
Yeah.
And if people are other press men, you might have even seen the clips yourself kicking around. I'll not name who it is or where it is, but there's loads of it.
Yeah.
And it's like people, like you see all the tacticals in the comments going, "Oh wow, that's an amazing." I'm so happy that someone now in the mainstream media is asking the type of questions. Mate, you're the only ones interested in it. Everyone else in that room's rolling their eyes.
Yeah.
The manager behind closed doors is rolling his eyes, going, "What the hell are they on about?" My thing, I tried it. I'm not an expert, but I try to mentor you guys as much as I can as well. I've been in the industry a little bit longer, and one thing I've always said to you was, don't say things in more words than you have to. Be quite direct and be straight if it calls for it. But the manager doesn't want to have a question that's longer than his answer. You're meant to be interviewing him, not an ego trip filming yourself doing a question. Get out. Maybe I'm just old hat.
Get in the bin.
Yeah, well, didn't think that would go there.
No.
But I
Sorry,
I
I just realised we probably won't be able to divulge what the Azerbaijani media think of Newcastle United because we'll be heading back
4 a.m.
by
flight.
the time any newspapers come out. So I thought it was interesting that they were sort of asking very tactical questions.
Was anyone filming themselves asking a question? Was that not quite got to Azerbaijan
I don't think
yet?
so. The press conferences in Champions League are utter chaos, but that's another...
Right, so this is quite interesting. So there's stuff going on around the pitch here, shouting and ball and chaos. And that's what we're going to come on to now.
Yes.
We'll do the ads and I'll explain the chaos that has been going on in... What do you call the stadium again? The Linesman Stadium. The 1966 Linesman Stadium. I will tell you...
Bramov.
Oh, God, they're over there as well. Chaos. This has been chaos and it's quite fun. So hang on till after the break and I'll tell you exactly what these two are speaking to Eddie Howe, what I saw here, which was mental.
Proud sponsors of the Geordie Journos, the Radiator Shed specialise in cast iron radiators, solid, dependable and built to go the distance. Classic warmth, done properly. For 21 years, JLM Travel have been offering great deals on package holidays and cruises, plus low deposits and free kids places are available. Branches at Maingate Team Valley and Front Street Wickham. RJ Building Surveyors is a trusted RICS accredited family-run firm with over 15 years of experience specialising in residential surveys and valuations. Based in Yorkshire, their expert services extend nationwide. Whether buying, selling or seeking peace of mind about your home, they've got you covered. Comply IT Limited. Worrying about disposing your old IT equipment? Don't be. Comply IT handle everything. Secure collection, detailed tracking and certified data destruction. Four Rivers Financial Planning offer holistic financial advice for all stages of life, ensuring your plan remains robust and adaptable in the ever-changing world we live in.
Right, you Geordie Journos are back. Right, we're going to have to run through this quick, so we've got to get back to get a flight. It's really late here, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's 1:45. We've got to get to the airport for a 4 a.m. flight, so we've got to crack on. Right, do you want to play the clip? Or should I tell people about the clip? Or we're putting the clip in? We have to put the clip
Set
in.
the scene.
Set the scene. Right. So you guys are in talking to Eddie Howe's press conference. There has consistently been quite a lot of kids in and around the press box shouting a ball, and I was even knocking them on the shoulder and telling them to sit down at times. Yeah. It was all good humour. It was fine. There was no problem with it.
Yeah.
Then you guys all filtered out. The whole stadium filtered out. And Newcastle United's players were on the pitch. It was Will Asula, Jacob Ramsey.
The warm downs.
Yeah, the warm downs. Sean Neve and others. And all doing their regular sort of runs and things like that. And just slowly, there was screams and shouts. And Jacob Ramsey came off. There was a kid screaming, piling over seats here, like, almost crying. And Ramsey took his shirt off and gave him his shirt. And the kid was like, "Yeah!" Like screaming the whole place. And I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Get in, son! Great stuff." And then Will Asula, there was another one. They were all piling. And 4 or 5 came from behind us. And then all of a sudden, around this stadium, there was kids coming out the stands all of a sudden, and Newcastle United's players were trying to do their runs and warm downs, and they couldn't do it. There was kids running alongside, kids slipping out, kids grabbing them. It was just complete chaos. You had like the Newcastle coaches and kit men like shooing kids off. Then there was like stewards and Champions League people running on the pitch, and security blokes grabbing kids and chucking them off the pitch, and it was absolute carnage. I've never seen anything like that before in a football stadium. But I actually thought, and it was really disrupting for the Newcastle United players. You see the look on, like, it ended up being like on the pitch was Sahar, Murphy and Neve were just like totally bemused. They ended up having to get security on to the pitch to walk each of the players off the pitch.
Jesus.
To make sure they were safe. And they were safe. It was nothing bad. It was kids literally showing like so much passion.
For Newcastle,
like there was a kid getting escorted out, and he was holding onto the bars here behind in the stand. He was screaming. This doesn't make you laugh. I told you this bit. He was screaming, going, "Alex! Alex!" It was Alex Murphy. Walking off the pitch, and Murphy was like looking at him like, "What's on it?" There was a security guard.
Alex Murphy, biggest fan.
There was a security guard had this kid like this, right? He was trying to grab him off the poles. The kid was going. He was like, he had his leg hung round one of the poles, and he was going, "Alex!"
Just really wants him. Imagine if he got on the pitch.
It was
he would have
so
lost
funny.
it.
It was like, and you know, I loved it. And then the day there was a proper passion for football, Premier League football, and Newcastle United from proper local people. We bumped into young kids who travelled from Turkey to come and see Newcastle United.
Yeah.
But this was like genuine, proper Azerbaijan Baku kids who were just absolutely in awe of these Premier League footballers, even ones that have played about 80 minutes in the Premier League.
Not even that.
Played about 20 minutes in the Premier League. No, it was good. But that was your moment, and that was, you guys didn't see it. I've sent the video. The video will be on here. So shall we play the video now?
Yes.
And that was the video. That was part of the video. That was only a bit of it, but that was the chaos. You would have seen the kids slipping on and running along when they're trying to do the things. Great fun. Anyway, we've got to get to the airport now, haven't we? So
We do.
Anything to wrap up?
No, I've just thoroughly enjoyed this trip. It's the longest European trip Newcastle have done, and biggest ever win in the Champions League, at least. So what a journey. Speaking to Newcastle fans today was great.
Big shout out to the fans.
Going into the bars and things like that, and also Newcastle as a club themselves, what you touched on there with the kids, have almost been like an event coming to the city. You see fans, like actual locals, filming Newcastle fans chanting. And something that I noticed, if people say, "Oh, where are you from?" Newcastle, "Oh, here for the football," as much as they want Qarabag to win, they're like, "Good luck, welcome, enjoy Azerbaijan." Put it this way, we wouldn't be saying that in Marseille.
No.
Yeah, it's been very friendly. So,
Or Paris for that matter.
Yes, good trip. We've done some sightseeing during the day, seen Newcastle fans at night, mid-afternoon, evening, and then of course tonight. So I've fully enjoyed the trip. A long journey that's been worth it.
Yes.
Now I've got to get back.
Right,
Back
and
from
back
Baku.
we will. Probably won't get a Thursday video out of it, unfortunately. You'll probably have to hang on till Friday for the press conference. But we'll see what we can do. I really can't promise that. It's going to be difficult because long travel, long way back. But we'll see how we get on. We're not going to get the Azerbaijan media because there'll be nothing at print or press by the time we leave this quite illuminating, interesting, unique country.
Yes.
Right.
it.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, hype the video if you love what we do. Become a member if you really want to become a member. No push from us, but our members and our sponsors helped us get to this and provide the content that we've been able to provide. So big thank you to everybody, and big thank you to every single one of you guys who watches the Geordie Journos, because we couldn't do this without you. Like, comment, share, subscribe for all your Geordie Journos content. We will see you on the other side. Good night.